Lord of the Rings Online is a classic tab targeting MMORPG. In my years playing the game, I've discovered several little helpful hints and tips on tab targeting. Here are 5 tips on tab targeting in Lord of the Rings Online. Okay, our first tip in tab targeting is obviously hitting tab and targeting. So I'm going to illustrate this on a blue hunter. Now, blue hunters are extremely mobile. They can basically move and shoot all of their abilities. So instead of, like, with my mouse, individually clicking left click on every NPC, I can get really messy and really confusing, especially when you have, like, a big group around you. So if you're hitting tab, you will cycle through on your keyboard all of the enemies you can attack, right? So what I'm going to do here on my blue hunter, I'm going to try and illustrate this. Tab, and so with the blue hunter, it's especially nice because he has so many bleeds. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cycle through these enemies, hit them with my bleed, and then just hit tab and cycle to somebody else. And the cool thing about the blue hunter is I can just kind of ignore them once I hit them with my barbed arrow. And, oops, hit my map. And they'll just kind of gonna die. And then I can select my AoE abilities, boom, boom, boom. Kind of kite them around. Anyone who's familiar with MMOs will probably be familiar with this method, but this is especially effective. I mean, all those guys died. I mean, that's pretty awesome. So again, all I was doing is hitting tab and 1 on my keyboard, which is my barbed arrow, hitting tab, hitting 1, hitting tab, hitting 1. And right there, I killed 11 orcs in that span. Our next tip has to do with delete you targeting. So right now, my mouse is right here. I don't have anything selected. If I were going to go into the auction house, I could right-click and interact with it. That's how you typically would do it, right? But sometimes in the world, it's so massive and it's hard to find, it gets confusing. Or, like, if you're on a quest and you have to pick up certain item, whatever, something interactable, what you can do is hit delete on your keyboard. Hitting delete will highlight anything interactable in your environment. So whether this would be, and you can hit exit to get it off. Whether this be quest things, crafting, or in this case, interactable door. If I hit delete and then I hit U on my keyboard, my character will basically autopilot to the thing I have selected and he will interact with it. So here's me hitting U and he opened it. So I actually didn't use my mouse at all. Now the reason this is really helpful is sometimes you'll be on a quest and you're in the middle of like a field like this or something and you have to pick up berries or something and it's like super hard to find it. Well, you can just be running around hitting delete on your keyboard and interactive stuff in your environment will pop up. Watch. See, I can interact with that forge. Here's a study I can interact with, workbench. See, things will kind of select in my environment. That's really helpful if you're unable to find the quest thing you're supposed to interact with or a door you're supposed to open. So again, that one is hit delete on your keyboard and then U. Okay, the next tip has to do with delete you targeting while you are mounted. So this is really helpful if you are gathering professions. So ore and or wood. And scholar. So I'm gonna mount up. Over here is a node. Now typically I could just hit right click and my character would kind of autopilot there. That's fine. But sometimes you're running along and this can be a time saver where if you have a bunch in an area and you just don't want to sit there and like click, 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 you can hit delete. Oh, see, I can actually select the branches over there. You can hit delete. You don't want branches, you want that. So yeah, if you don't want to select the branches, hit escape, then delete, then U, and you can actually remain mounted. Again, this is only helpful if there's like a lot of stuff around, but I do find being able to just run through a zone and then delete U, tab targeting to be quite a time saver. Okay, our next tip has to do with following NPCs. So sometimes when you're out there questing, you have to follow an NPC, and it can be really annoying to match their speed. And like, you know, at Sarah Oakhart quest where you have to just follow her through the cave. Very annoying. So like this guy, he's an NPC. If I hit select on him, if I hit enter / the word follow, then hit enter, I will actually follow him. Watch. So now I'm not touching my keyboard or my mouse. This is really helpful for escort quests or a quest where you're following the NPC. You can just enter / follow enter, and your character will just stay on them like this. That can be a really good time saver, less annoying. If it's a really long deal, you can just sit here and follow them until the quest is done. Okay, our next tip has to do with the snap camera. So this was actually super annoying to me as I played, and I didn't figure it out till, you know, like months into playing. So if I tag it, tab target, say this Morval here, if I turn around like this, that's normally how it targets, right? But if I hit X, it snap locks my camera. This can be so annoying, especially if you're new and you've accidentally hit X and your camera does that. It's super jolting, it's super annoying. So X right now I think is the default keybind. So hitting X enables it, and hitting X, I think it's probably called dynamic camera. Hitting X enables it, and hitting X disables it.